Okay, to anyone who's been following my channel to see what I've been up to with my 95 made in Mexico Strat that I'd acquired and was doing some mods and upgrades on. Even though I took the chance of screwing up the guitar in doing so, I said, well, I'm going to take the opportunity and I'm going to look about trying to refinish the fretboard. Or the neck, I should say. So, what I've done here, the fretboard, it looks a little shiny now because I just give it a really heavy lemon oil treatment probably about 2 hours ago. And so what you can see here is I've attempted, you can see the slight bit of tinting behind the logos. And what that is, it's because I've actually sanded this neck all the way back down to pretty much bare wood. And another thing too was behind the tuner heads. You can probably see it just faintly there. You can see there's a little bit of a tarnish spot, but it actually had rusted through whatever they were using for the clear coat or finish on the neck, and it had actually rusted through. So what you see here, though, I'm having a hard time to get to show in the cam because of the light. What I did here was along the neck, I actually did 12 coats of MIM wax, semi-gloss polyurethane. The initial 10 coats that I did all over the spots here where it was taken back down to wood is actually done by a cloth and carefully hand wiping it on. And then the last 2-3 coats that I did of the neck, I actually found a sponge, and I very carefully did a sponge finish on that. In the way of the actual headstock, for the most part, I would say it's probably got about 12 coats or so around the headstock, and about on the back there I had to do some extra coats, plus here as well on the actual headstock because of some bubbling, and I had some lacquer drip through the one hole here. I actually had to resand it all back down to even and give it a another refinish. So what I did was about every 4 or 5 coats I gave it a really good kind of, I'd say actually every 3 coats or so I gave it a good kind of, instead of scuffing with like a green like scrub pad that you use for your sink, a really kind of fine one, kind of bring it all back down, and then just simply again just simply took it and then applied another couple more layers and did it again. So I probably scuffed it, sanded it over the main coats probably about 3-4 times total. So it's not exactly perfect in the way of it's not 100% smooth, but at the same time I can tell you for a fact I can't seem to get my cam to focus all too well on the poly, but you can probably see it a little bit, and there's some spots in it where you actually, there is a little bit of like bubbling Like, for example, around here, there's a little bit of bubbling in there, but for the most part, you know, to look at this neck and headstock and such in its raw format, you wouldn't really be able to tell that this was really hand done, because just you know, just how decently it actually came out. If it looks funny around the logos here, it's because what I did was, when I sanded back down to the wood, in the attempt to actually keep it that I didn't lose the serials or the original logos, I kind of sanded around it and tried to keep it as best as possible. And as you can kind of see, only occasionally can you see it in some light angles where it's apparent, but for the most part, that's basically I haven't actually assembled the neck back into the guitar, put the tuners back in, but this kind of gives you an idea of what, if you actually took the time to kind of give it like a hand done kind of finish on the neck, what the neck ends up coming out kind of looking like. So my next little bit of my project here will be to assemble the tuners back into place, and eventually you will then, I'm still in the decision stages on what to go with a pickguard. Again, I'm probably looking to go guitar finish. They've just actually recently put up on their website they now have their red actives in a fully loaded pickguard, which for the fully loaded pickguard assembled is actually going for about $119. So I'm debating that, or I'm getting probably one of their El Nico upgraded pickguards. The only thing kind of makes me hesitant about the red actives is the fact that they're dependent upon the battery, and who knows how long it could suck juice for. Beyond that, though, I mean, you're talking a price difference of roughly probably about $60-70 as well too. So I still have a few more things to go, but I thought I'd just update anyone who's actually following this to see how I'm making out with this. So, bye for now.